Yo, what's up, sports bettors? Alex here, and I have 3 player props on Underdog Fantasy, MLB, and NBA. 3 player props to turn $350 into like $2,000 approximately. So I'm going to take you through each of them. Let's get into it.
So I've explained this before, but what's really interesting about Underdog Fantasy is they're a fixed payout platform, right? So any 3 picks you select, it doesn't matter if you take overs, doesn't matter if you switch it to unders, you're always getting a 6x payout for a 3-pick entry, right? Regardless of the 3 picks you select, you're going to notice you're always getting the 6x entry. Now, I want to make this very clear. A 6x payout doesn't mean plus 600 odds. It means plus 500 odds, right? You're wagering $10 to win $50 in profit. So your total payout is $60, where it says payout $60. That's $50 of profit. So you're staking 10 to win 50 in profit. So that's just the same as plus 500 odds. So essentially, because Underdog, they're not changing your payouts based on you selecting overs or unders, basically every play is at minus 122 odds, right? If you create a 3-leg parlay on a sportsbook where every play is minus 122 odds, you're going to be getting plus 500 odds approximately, right? Minus 122, minus 122. So if you have a 3-leg parlay where every play is at minus 122 odds, you're betting 10 at plus 500 odds, so 10 to win 50 in profit, 60 in total payout. So basically, because on Underdog, any 3-pick entry, you're getting plus 500 odds. Essentially, they're just giving you the price of minus 122 on any pick you include in a 3-pick entry, right? So long story short, this platform, they're not changing your payouts based on you selecting overs or unders. Any 3 picks you select, you're always going to be getting plus 500 odds, which essentially means they're giving you every single pick that you're betting on at minus 122, right? So the first prop that I went with is Kenta Medea, under 4.5 strikeouts in the Twins-Red Sox game. This is a really profitable play, and the reason you want to include this in your Underdog entry is look at the sports books. Right, all of the sportsbooks have his under 4.5 strikeouts heavily favored, right? FanDuel, Caesars, DraftKings, BetOnline, Bovada, Flip, OddsJam is pulling in odds from all these different sportsbooks, and they're all saying the same thing. Hey, you know, Kenta Maeda, his under is a lot more likely. His under is the favored outcome. His under should be heavily juiced. So his under 4.5 strikeouts is a great player prop to include in your Underdog entry. Again, because this sportsbook, they don't vary your payouts based on you selecting overs or unders, the strategy for beating them is find spots where sportsbooks have one side heavily favored. And here for Medea, all the books have his under 4.5 strikeouts as the heavily favored outcome, right? All the books have his under heavily juiced. Getting this in your Underdog entry at the implied price of minus 122 is crazy value, right? All the sports books are pricing this around minus 150. So getting minus 122 in your entry is really solid value. So long story short, here's my 3-pick entry. I have Medea under 4.5 strikeouts. I have Chris Paul under 14.5 rebounds plus assists. So this play I just found on the OddsJam fantasy screen. So it's currently free to use. It's called the fantasy screen. It's in beta mode. And all this tool does is very similar to the EV tool. You can see this play on Medea is it just reads in all the lines from sportsbooks, all the lines from Underdog Fantasy, and shows you spots where sportsbooks have an under or an over really heavily favored, because those are the plays that you want to go with on Underdog Fantasy. For Medea, all the books have his under heavily favored. So you want to include this MLB player prop in your Underdog entry. For Chris Paul, all the sportsbooks have his under 14.5 rebounds plus assists as the heavily favored outcome. So you want to include that in your Underdog entry. So 3 picks, betting 350 to win 2,100. Let's make some money.